With the execution of Jamshid Chamad, the murder of Jamshid Chamad, everybody can see what their actions are. The Revolutionary Guard terrorize their own people inside Iran, but they terrorize also a whole region, the Middle East. This is why for a long time it has been time to put them on the terror list. I'm glad to see that Lithuania now has listed them as a terror organization, and I will continue my own fight to make sure the European Union as a whole does this as soon as possible. A lot of people across the European Union also said after Pezeshkian was selected, you can't speak of being elected president of Iran, that we should wait and see a little and judge him and his new government by their actions. With the execution of Jamshid Chamad, the murder of Jamshid Chamad, everybody can see what their actions are. And I think our position has to be a very strong one, and it is really about time that we put the Revolutionary Guards on the terror list. They are a terror organization, and that's why we should treat them as such. These women are not criminals. They are courageous journalists that brought to light the brutal death and murder of Gina Mahsa Amini. Sentencing them to prison is a blatant attempt to silence free press and independent voices in Iran. The regime's tactic of throwing them in and out of prison is psychological warfare and torture, keeping them in a constant state of uncertainty, never knowing when they will be dragged back to prison, is a deliberate form of psychological torture. And it is sending a clear message to everyone. Challenge us and we will break you, mentally and physically. I don't get how a regime can be so deeply scared of women's bodies and autonomy that they pass one hijab law after another. This bill is just another step backward for women's rights in Iran, a symbol of the systematic oppression that the regime has practiced for decades. It's not just about a piece of cloth. It's about the fundamental freedom to live your own life and make your own choices. Secret services in the European Union have gathered credible evidence that Iran Air uses its airplanes to send military equipment to a number of war zones around the world. They are using airplanes to support and send weapons to Russia for its deadly war in Ukraine. They support the Syrian regime with weapons to fight against its own people in Syria. And there's also evidence that Iran Air machines have been used to transport military equipment to the Houthis in Yemen. We want to stop this because people in all these places want nothing but peace. This is why we put sanctions on Iran Air to make sure that this company can no longer buy spare parts and maintain its current planes, but also cannot buy new planes.